returned to the Pietermaritzburg High Court this morning for day 2 of Jacob Zuma's special plea to remove veteran prosecutor Billy Downer. The former president was a no-show in court yesterday as he continues to receive medical care. This has been a major bone of contention between Zuma's lawyers and prosecutors. Siphamandla Goge is following it for us. He's at the Pietermaritzburg High Court. Sipha, thanks so much for joining us again. Just remind viewers, please, if you will, why Arthur Fraser, the Correctional Services Department Commissioner, was subpoenaed to appear in court yesterday, and what happened to the matter of Zuma's medical parole.
The state subpoenaed Arthur Fraser as the National Commissioner of Correctional Services, together with the Acting Regional Commissioner of Correctional Services in KwaZulu-Natal and also the head of Escort Facility, which is a correctional center where former President Jacob Zuma was incarcerated. The context and the background to that is that Arthur Fraser is the one who granted former President Jacob Zuma a medical parole. Now, the state wanted him to table some records of former President Jacob Zuma and also to give some evidence. That's why he was subpoenaed here. But that application by the state to have Arthur Fraser handing over those documents was vigorously opposed by the defense, which is Advocate Dalimpo, for representing former President Jacob Zuma. They argued that those documents are private and confidential. They should not be shared with the court for now, because yesterday's proceedings were not merely on the grounds of former President Jacob Zuma's medical records, but they were meant for the start of this special plea hearing whereby the former president wants the veteran lead prosecutor, Advocate Billy Downer, to be removed from prosecuting this matter. So that is the context and the background to it. Arthur Fraser was here after having been subpoenaed to come and give those documents and information that the state said is very crucial for this case, and they wanted to understand what is happening with the former president as he is still in hospital. Remember, I think on previous occasion when we were here, the state had brought forward a request and a proposal to the judge, that is Judge Pietermaritzburg, to say, well, if the former president is unwell, fair enough, his medical team will examine him, but we also propose to have our own medical team that will correspond and liaise with his medical team to check the progress report, and if we find each other, then we will take it from there. So that was the context to it all.
The NPA said that its medical team of doctors could find no reason why the former president is unfit to stand trial.
Indeed, and that matter was ventilated, during the first half of yesterday morning. As we see some lawyers walking in here, we expect proceedings to start at 10 o'clock for other matters at the Pietermaritzburg High Court. But for this matter that we are covering today, proceedings are set to resume at 11 o'clock because Judge Pietermaritzburg has a commitment with some of his fellow judges. They are attending a memorial service for the late Judge Jerome Mnguni. He is, by the way, one of those judges who has had to deal with the matter of former President Jacob Zuma. If my memory serves me well, the former president came to the Pietermaritzburg High Court when he wanted the Pietermaritzburg High Court to put on hold his pending arrest at the time, finalizing or pending the finalization of his then application to the Constitutional Court to have the decision of the ConCourt rescinded. But anyway, to come back to your question here, Judge Pietermaritzburg ended up saying the matter of former President Jacob Zuma's record will be parked for yesterday and will be dealt with at a later stage because he really wanted to get on with this special plea hearing. The NPA is adamant that the medical records of former President Jacob Zuma are key and crucial in order for them to proceed with this matter. They are trying to avoid the delays due to postponements as a result of the former president being unwell.
Very quickly, Sipha, just to unpack yesterday and give a quick summary, Dali Mpofu for Jacob Zuma saying that Billy Downer, the prosecutor for the NPA, has a personal legacy project of his own, lacking independence and impartiality against Zuma, and Wim Tremgrove SC for the state saying that Billy Downer should get a medal for his service as a prosecutor for so many years and for being so independent.
Absolutely. I think those arguments centered around, the argument by Advocate Dalimpofu was that Billy Downer and some of his fellow colleagues, by the way, and former colleagues in the prosecutions, according to Advocate Dalimpofu, they are not fit to prosecute because he argues they are biased. They want to see the former president being convicted at all costs. They will not practice fairness when it comes to this matter. He even went further to argue that they have acted irregular before saying, well, their conduct is questionable. On the other side, the state is saying Billy Downer is a man of integrity. His credentials are known. He has a title to prosecute an authority. He has conducted himself in a professional manner. They dismissed all those allegations and arguments by Advocate Dalimpofu. So at the center of it is Advocate Billy Downer. The defense is saying he is compromised. On the other side, the state is saying, hang on, this is one of our best.
Thank you. Well, that was Siphamandla Goge outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court, where Jacob Zuma's special plea application as part of his corruption trial will start at 11 o'clock.